Hello. I don't know if I'm speaking to anybody right now. I am live somewhere, I think. Well, Evie Muck says it's streaming, and it says it's streaming to somewhere. It's just streaming to a different instance on YouTube, probably. Let me check. Sorry, folks, but okay. Well, I do see myself on screen somewhere here on YouTube. I am. I'm seeing it. I'm in YouTube watching myself, but it's in a different instance. The chat is different and everything. Yeah. So we need to drop this link into our chat. I'm going to do that now. Anybody seeing us on the rewind? I am sorry about this. This is a pain in the ass. We basically were about to start with Evie Mucks, and then we saw it wasn't quite going. And so I need to say, hey, folks, hey, folks, the stream is here. It made a different stream for some reason. So did you, yeah, I dropped the link there. Hopefully we get people over there. Well, if we get Scott there, that's all we need. That's all we. Oh, singing Star Trek on a Star Wars evening. I didn't make it. Evie Mux made it. Hello, we are here. I see some people crawling in. Flav's here, Scott's here. Hopefully we could rescue the rest of the folks. Are you still in the old stream? Every week it's just like a new thing happens, and it's really bizarre. Oh, and then Swappers. We got news from Swappers. Do you have the stream link? I gotta get Swappers the link, and then you can drop the link to the new stream in the chat. That's all we can do. All right, everybody right now they're hearing me talk to you, but they're not hearing you. So this is confusing for everybody. I dropped the link into there. Let me just go back to the old one. Since it's made them side by side, hopefully, yeah. It's not, there's nothing to end. The old one never started. When this started, here's the new stream. But right now, anybody that's still in the old one, this is the only way to get them here is to give them the link of the new stream. And there's 12 people here. I hate to leave 12 people. All right, I'm going to put you on stage, Liza, because I need to get a link to Swappers.
Okay.
Okay, welcome. All right, so now people can hear you talking to me.
Okay.
All right, and now what I'm going to do is get Swappers in here. Let me see here. All right, folks, it doesn't matter how much you prepare ahead of time in in getting, the stream ready to go. I mean, basically what happened is the stream was about to start and it said initializing, getting your sort destinations ready, and boom, it's kind of sitting there. And then it eventually, after about a minute or two, just says, an error occurred.
Yeah, and it
And that's
starts a
it.
new
An
instance.
error occurred.
Yeah, it
No
starts a new
explanation,
stream.
nothing. An error occurred. And that's it. It basically is telling you, screw you, an error occurred. Meh. I'm not doing anything. Meh. No explanations necessary.
There's
And
still 18 people on the old thing. You need
I know, because that's the one that was scheduled and everything.
I know you need to end it.
I can't, hold on, I got to get swappers. Let's get swappers first. Damn it. I shouldn't need to give it's the same link every week for him, but we gotta.
Okay, there are 10 watching now, so more people are finding it, but you gotta end it so people see that this one's live. Because this one showed up on my watch next right underneath the chat window, and people see that. But you gotta
end swappers, if you're seeing this or hearing this, I sent you the link.
2 streams now. Yeah, Biona, we do.
Well, the only one of them is streaming. The other one is...
yeah, but you got to get rid of the other one so people know that one is no longer running.
Okay, well, I guess I put enough warnings on it. Let me see if I can do that here. Let's go into... This is... Yeah, this is just... now, hopefully, I'll delete the right one. Content. Live. Who knows about the other platforms, if it's running on Rumble or not. Okay. Yeah, it's showing the other one as upcoming. So I guess what I need to do is remove, delete forever. And then, yeah. Forever is a long time. Okay, so that one's deleted. And this one's going live right now. Let me get back to the chat to see what the situation's like. So anyway, folks, if you're just joining us, we were streaming. I mean, the EVMux, our streaming software, took a crap on us. Basically, it said an error occurred and it wasn't going to stream. And then I hit the go live again, and it basically made a whole new stream on YouTube. And that's the one it's streaming to. So now we needed to kind of get people from the previous stream over to this one. And hopefully we did a fair job of that. We also have one of our guests who is who requested a link. So I sent him the link. And here he is. He's here. Okay, so we are going to dispense with intro videos because enough time has been wasted by this whole creation of a new stream and all that jazz. Well, anyway, hi, how you doing? Welcome to the Wayfarer Project. I'm your host, Lawrence W. Moore, and tonight we are basically going to be celebrating May the 4th. For those of you in the UK, we know that the 4th has ended, and it's now the 5th. Cinco de Mayo. Okay. So you can celebrate that while we're celebrating May the 4th. And we're celebrating May the 4th with the legendary film composer John Williams. Well, not with him. He's not here. But we'll be talking about him. We'll be hearing some of his music. And we'll be focusing on his contribution to Star Wars. Mainly, we'll be going through some of the major themes, some of the great musical moments. Well, great moments overall, but especially those moments where the music really brought it to a whole nother level. And so we'll be talking about some of those moments. I have a few of them that I collected over the week. And we'll also start with a little background on John Williams to see what he's all about. So anyway, we normally would play some theme music here. So we're not going to do that because everything's all fudged up. So please welcome World of Swap Shop. He is the host, creator, and founder of Star Wars Retold on YouTube. Link in the description. And he's releasing as an audio drama the books that he wrote, Paraxium of the Pathfinders. Here we go.
Hello,
So,
everybody.
hello, sir. No intro video tonight, but we are all fudged up. But basically, when a streaming platform just says an error occurred, I'm not doing shit. You're pretty much screwed.
Computer says no.
So anyway, man. So I know John Williams has got to be important, I guess, musically for you, especially since you fell in love with Star Wars and are now an
Right.
author as well as a sound designer of an audio drama. Um, I think the way we should start, and we'll start with you, Swappers. What is your favorite musical moment throughout Star Wars?
Throughout Star Wars, well, he's done so many movies. Star Wars is like, a big.
Yeah,
big
we got to focus it.
yeah. But I mean, what, 9 movies now he's covered, if you include the awful Disney ones. But my favorite has got to be, I can't get away from the original trilogy, really. He's done some really good stuff for the prequels as well, but the original trilogy is kind of the iconic themes that paved the way for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really tough again, to try and pick a favorite, but it always
or
kind of
or a
goes,
couple,
yeah, it always goes back. I mean, probably top of the list has probably got to be the twin sunset moment in A New Hope, because it's just so evocative and dreamlike, and fantastical. And just playing that song more than any other, I think, can really transport you to somewhere else entirely. And it not only reminds you of Star Wars generally as a whole, just that one track, but it's not sort of bombastic and thumping and up tempo. It's very serene and very ambient, but kind of mournful and hopeful at the same time. And it kind of hits all the triggers really for me. And no matter how many times I've heard it, no matter what situation I'm in, you can play that song and my brain will just be taken away to that galaxy, and my hairs will stand on end, and I'll just be the world will stand still for a moment, and I'll just enjoy that moment, when that song plays. So that's the main one for me, anyway.
Yes, the Twin Suns moment. By the way, we will be looking at that tonight. That'll be one of the ones we will be beholding. It is known as the Force theme. Sometimes people call it Luke's theme because of that iconic moment where he's on Tatooine looking at the Twin Suns. But it is a theme that has reoccurred throughout the original trilogy, largely dealing with Luke and the Force, and sometimes interchangeable. These themes get transformed, as is the case with a lot of film scores. And one of the things that John Williams really wanted to do with this was make themes that were like leitmotifs. Leitmotifs are basically musical ideas that represent a subject, a character, or an item, something integral to dramatic work. And when they're used, a lot of times they're transformed or changed in a way. And the changes that they undergo basically give the audience like a different perspective about that scene or that moment. Like when Luke is there on Tatooine, there's this experience of longing, just this desire to get off world and to begin his life. I mean, he's looking for adventure, something interesting. He doesn't want to be farming moisture, So he's at that moment, and you feel the longing and the surge of energy there. And since that is the first clear statement of that theme, that's what gets into your mind, and then later you hear it transformed, depending on the situations he's in and so forth, as well as when the Force is being used. Like I remember hearing it a bit on Dagobah when he's training with Yoda in Empire, and it's used there in a different way, like a different way when he goes into the dark cave, and then a different way when he sees the Force being used properly by Yoda, who's like sick of Luke not wanting to do it or not feeling he can do it, and then he pulls the X-wing out of the swamp. So anyway, I'm gonna cover my face now because I did create a virtual for this week. I like to start sometimes by being me, but since I am going to have to do some things here, I want to have some protection on. So this is kind of like a facial condom. So there we go. So, yeah, all three of us are here. And Liza, how about your favorite moment? And then we're going to get on to John Williams, the man of the hour.
Well, since this is a musical show, I'd like the audience to know that the leitmotif started with Berlioz in the mid 19th century in Symphonie Fantastique.
It was
And
called
then,
the Idée Fixe at that point.
yes, because he was French. But then Wagner took that and ran with it in his operas. And yeah. And then anyone who studied Wagner's music, of course, was going to utilize leitmotif in any dramatic work. And yeah, we also kind of get leitmotifs in Lord of the Rings, don't we? In
Oh, yeah, the Ring theme.
Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Howard Shore's score for Lord of the Rings, which is a beautiful score.
Beautiful.
All
We have to talk about his
all
too.
three films. Yeah, and he used leitmotif to a great extent. Although I would say in the Hobbit movies, when they got to Lake Town, his Lake Town theme kind of got overplayed a bit, I think. But no, the Ring theme was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
But in any case, let's stick with Star Wars. Stick with Star Wars. And yeah, and I know that Swappers, you definitely need do pay attention to music because you have used some of the great moments from the scores in your work, Praxium of the Pathfinders, and in your sound design, you have basically sacrificed to the copyright gods and used some of the John Williams scores in there.
Sure. Yeah.
So yes, all right. Let's take a journey over here to our. Let me see. I want to get to the right screen here, to our slides, where we have, I believe I'm not going to take anything for granted tonight. I assume everyone is seeing John Williams on the screen right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing him.
Okay. Born 1932. I don't know what the hell, I can't trust anything anymore with EVMux.
No.
But that was the first time it just wouldn't start for us. But anyway. So anyway, John Williams, born 1932. He's still with us, folks. Obviously, would be 93 today in
we
that
have a
area.
Super chat.
Oh, indeed.
Yes. Have a beer on me, guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Flav. Flav, one of our consummate supporters.
Yes, thank you.
And I know
I
Flav.
actually love a beer right now as well. I don't drink normally. It's been a long time since I had a beer, and suddenly I've got a craving for one. So thanks, Flav.
Yeah, thank you.
Lab.
A nice cold beer would be really good. I haven't had a beer in like years, and now suddenly I feel like breaking my habit and going back to it. It's great.
Yeah, I haven't had beer in years either because it's hard to find a good one that's like organic and non-GMO.
Yeah.
The one that was organic and non-GMO here is Michelob, and I was like,
not very tasty. No.
It wasn't very tasty. It's like Monty Python says about American beers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like making love in a canoe.
Okay.
It's fucking close to water.
Okay.
So from Live at the Hollywood Bowl, yes. Although there are some good American beers, it's just unfortunately there's no security that it's like organic and non-GMO.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially organic. I don't like to drink pesticides.
No, nobody.
But yeah, Sam Adams is taste-wise is a good American beer, though. Well, anyway, let us move on here.
For a while, though. There we go.
Oh yeah, mead. Liza does make her own mead, and so she's got to make a batch now so that we can have it during the holidays.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, so here we go. 25 Grammy Awards. I thought when I was entering this, the font was white, but whatever. Fortunately, the background does get lighter. But if you're not seeing this, we are looking at some of the bullet points for John Williams, the awards, the honors, and for someone who, when we get to the list of some of the films he's done, it's very abridged. At some point in the 80s, he was doing 2 or 3 per year. Like in the same year that he did Star Wars, the first film, back in 1977, he also did Close Encounters, same year. And it was just a few years later when he had Raiders of the Lost Ark and then the whole Indiana Jones, the trilogy, and then further. But it's one of those things that we are at a time now where we take a look back on Star Wars, we take a look back on the Indiana Jones franchise, and we're like, there's moments we love, some moments as time goes on that we don't love as much. But one of the names that does not get trampled on and all that is the name John Williams, because he always puts in excellent work. So anyway, 25 Grammy Awards. 25. Yeah, 25 freaking Grammy Awards. I'm like, no, that can't be. That's nominated. No, that's actual awards. That's not just nominations. That's awards. The Grammys. Remember, that's the music award, the major music award. And then Academy Awards, he won 5. Those are actual won awards. And that's pretty good. And then as far as Academy Awards nominations, that's 20. Oh, it's dark. No, it's 54. 54 nominations. And one of the points about that is that's the second most after Walt Disney. So
that was back when they meant something too.
Yeah. Now, I'm saying all this with a grain of salt. Because, as time goes on, I don't really watch any of these award shows anymore. I think the last time was like in the very early 2000s, like when The Lord of the Rings came out. Unfortunately, that year, the Fellowship of the Ring did not win Best Film. It won a lot of awards, but it didn't win Best Film. It was A Beautiful Mind won Best Film of that year, and you don't hear about that much anymore. But anyway, that was about the last time I watched Academy Awards. And anyway, as we go on, he was the oldest Academy Award nominee. That's another record in 1993. And I forget what film that was, but there was a film. No, at age 93, which is right about now. So he was a nominee recently and became the oldest Academy Award nominee. So he gets nominated all the time, and it was won 5 of them. And then the Grammys is really impressive, 25. And that's where they focus on music, So anyway, what's going on here? I'm just reading off stuff here. 7 BAFTA Awards, 3 Emmy Awards, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. So there we go. Pretty much an impressive list there, folks. And as we go on here, what do we have next? Okay, some of the films. And these are going to be greatly abridged. Like I said, there was a time where he was doing 2 or 3 per year. And he did a lot of films also that maybe... I don't think he's ever done a true stinker, except for maybe in the very early years. But... he's done some films that maybe just didn't, rise to the popularity of the others. But it's a credit to the great works that he did do, because so many of these films were so great that just an average film seems to pale in comparison. So I try to include some of the great ones or the ones of note. Valley of the Dolls, 1967. That's not his first film, but that's the first one that I listed because I had to, I had to select here. I had to leave some out.
Didn't they make a movie about the writer of that novel? Gosh.
I don't know.
Gosh.
Perhaps our chat knows.
I am trying to remember her name. Who the actress?
Google it.
The actress who played the woman who wrote that dirty novel. Gosh.
Well, you can Google it. I'll keep going, and you can let us know.
I can. I shall.
Or you can rely on our magic chat. They know many things.
Magic chat. Do you know what I'm talking about? I also have a trivia question for my magic chat, if they're interested.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Okay, so we were talking about Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You know the theme of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. If you can give me the scale degree names
Oh, in solfeggio
in
syllable.
solfeggio,
And don't Google AI it.
do not Google AI. It has to be movable do solfeggio. Let me know in the chat. And if you are willing to pay shipping, I will send you a prize.
Wow.
Yes, I'll send you one of my gator eyes. How about that?
Wow, that's awesome. First ever giveaway here on Earworms.
Yeah.
Gator eyes. It's jewelry, folks.
Yeah.
And
Gatorite
all
jewelry.
she's asking for is the shipping. And yeah, basically Liza will work that out with you. And she's been shipping her jewelry all over the country. Haven't had international yet because that international shipping is
hopefully
a
the
bit
shipping.
pricey.
Yeah, hopefully the shipping won't hit the international folks too bad. Well, we'll work it out and see what happens. But I need the correct movable do solfeggio for the theme.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind theme.
Yes.
Well, we will get to that one. That's coming up. But Fiddler on the Roof, 1971. Jaws, 1975. Based on a very simple leitmotif. A semitone, the smallest, shall we say, interval in our Western tuning system, unless you go microtonal. The semitone of a half step is the leitmotif there, used to great effect. And he had done work with Steven Spielberg before that, but that was the first big, Spielberg film with, and he was kind of like a little nervous in that first meeting, shopping that idea of that as the motif. But it worked out, as we know, and we wouldn't have it any other way today.
Okay. The writer of the novel Valley of the Dolls was Jacqueline Suzanne.
Okay. Oh, yeah. She was mentioned in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home.
Was she?
Yeah, the Giants. When they were on the bus and they were talking about the great literary authors of the day.
Okay.
Kirk said Jacqueline Suzanne and a couple other names. Spock said the Giants.
Oh, okay.
All right. There we go. Star Wars 77, and these are a little out of order there. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, also 77. And then 78, Superman, the first Christopher Reeve Superman film.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, when he lifts the...
He really
go ahead,
did
Swapper.
Sorry. He really did do all the greatest theme tunes to all my favorite films when I was little, and I didn't know it at the time. I had no idea. I just thought every film had a really incredible soundtrack.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that moment where he lifts the truck up, as a child, that was like,
yeah.
And you hear that theme. I mean, it was like, wow. Yeah. Simple themes, straightforward, but somehow magical. It's like, in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I saw the documentary called, Music by John Williams, and of course it's about John Williams, his whole life and his works. And thank you, Internet Help Desk, for helping me get that. And that was a film where they tried out, like they showed the score of all the different musical ideas they tried out for that theme, and it was like dozens, a whole bunch of them, and they settled on the last one, and a lot went into it. Da dee da da da. And he even explains that if I would have gone da dee da da da, it would have a totally different meaning. Mm-hmm. Just those few notes, the way it rises at the end, almost poses a question. A sincere question and everything.
It ends in what we call a half cadence, which feels unfinished. If you end on scale degree 5 in a tonal melody, you're going to get that feel.
Oh, she gave away part of it. The last
solfege
syllable would be soul.
Soul. It ends on soul. Okay, that's the only freebie I'm giving away, okay?
Da, dee, da, da, da.
I
I'm not even
You're
singing
not
on
singing.
pitch.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
have
even
to take
singing
it
on pitch
higher
because
because
I
it's
suck
it's
balls.
too.
I was 4 years old when I saw that film in the cinema, and I
Wow.
mean, I can remember proclaiming to my dad, who took me, that it was the greatest film I'd ever seen in my entire life at 4 years old. And it's still now,
Wow.
like decades and decades later, it's still one of my favorite films I've ever seen in my entire life. So I was kind of right to say that, but it was the theme that you were humming there is again, it's so evocative, and
Yeah.
it's not only, it's kind of ethereal, it's haunting, it's a little bit alien,
Yeah.
a bit mystifying, a little bit, a tiny bit creepy as well.
Uh-huh.
It's got all these elements to it, and he manages to cram them all in at the same time, and it means so many different things all at the same time. And when you hear that motif a lot through the film, but in very simple form, but during the end credits, you hear it in a unified orchestral form, and it's
Hmm.
utterly beautiful when you hear it because it's fully symphonic. And it blew me away when I was seeing the end credits and you see the ship floating up, because the credits were on one side of the screen and the ship was on the other side of the screen, and the whole orchestra is playing the tune for the first time, really. And it's just, it always brings tears to my eyes every single time I see it. And I saw that film again last year, just because I just had this overwhelming desire to just sit back and watch it just before Christmas, I think it was. And again,
Nice.
that theme at the end, when the credits are just, it's just worth watching the entire film just to get to that point.
Oh yeah. I mean, and just, it wouldn't be the same without that theme because there's something about it that also is almost universal. It's almost like if you're communicating with extraterrestrial life, or you want to, if you're sending a probe up like we did with Voyager 1 and 2, and you want to include something, I mean, you need to include some things that are universal that something so alien could kind of relate to. And there's something so simple about that is also balanced,
Hmm.
positive, and still questioning, searching, that, it's like the perfect theme for like some sort of universal hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Maybe.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly right.
And Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, I'm not going to include all the subsequent films for these series, like the different Superman films. Raiders of the Lost Ark, of course, began the Indiana Jones franchise in 1981. And a lot of similar people involved. It's like, did every film have Harrison Ford in it? Were there just Lucas and Spielberg? Were they the only people? Or?
Yeah. Well,
But
Harrison
it's
Ford was
like,
in, he was in Close Encounters as well. Not many people remember
yeah,
the fact, but yeah. Oh, not sorry, not Close Encounters. E.T. I'm thinking of.
that's coming
Really?
up. That's right there.
He was? Oh, what
Yeah.
part did he
What?
play?
Oh, Harrison Ford was in
Yeah,
E.T.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
he was, but where? Where? I'm trying to think.
He's going
He
to have a
was.
trivia question. Anybody that answers
Ah,
that correctly,
Yeah.
Swappers will send you a digital video.
he'll
I tell
send
you
you a
what,
link to his YouTube channel so you can watch.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
for
which
free, for absolutely free, you can watch all the videos on my YouTube channel. I'll send you the link. Yeah.
there you go.
So go ahead, Swappers. You were about to tell us.
Yeah, it's the part where Elliot has to go to school and he has to leave his extraterrestrial friend at home, and ET's kind of running around the house and being very curious about everything and drinking beer, uh,
Mm.
playing with the dog and watching TV, and he decides that he likes beer a little bit too much, and gets completely wasted. And he has a psychic connection with ET, and he's communicating with him while he's at school. And ET starts getting inebriated the same time through this psychic connection. And because of it, the classroom goes crazy because Elliot lets out all the frogs in a dissection class, and the teacher in that class, the biology class, is Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not.
Wow.
I never noticed that.
I
I'm not
got to
sure how,
rewatch E.T. It's been a decade, too. No, it's been like 2 decades at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much if you see him, you definitely hear his voice or you see bits of him, but I'm not sure if you see him directly. But it's definitely him.
Awesome.
Wow.
Well, So, 82, what a year. That was also the release of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and
Whoa.
Blade Runner, I believe, also.
Wow.
Whoa.
Man, were we sport for movies.
Yeah. Well, this whole period.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at the time, a lot of times, because I was young then, in some cases borderline too young for the theater in the late 70s and early 80s, that I had to wait until they came out on TV. And in the US, they would come out on TV maybe 3 or 4 years later. But still, it was an event because it's just before VHS. And so you had to be there to get it. Home Alone, 1990. We're skipping. Like the rest of the 80s was a lot of, more Indiana Jones and more Star Wars, like 81 and 83 with Empire, and then Return of the Jedi. And Home Alone was a pretty big one, pretty popular. It's not one of my faves, but, to each their own. It at least was a pretty significant popular movie, and his score was, I guess, pretty
I
good for it.
I only remember the theme from that movie.
Well, that score was more of like you would have for comics or animations, even though it wasn't animated, because so much of it was slapstick humor with the kid and the thieves
But
chasing him.
the kid did get a nice theme, nice homey theme. Da, 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 da. You still get that, you still hear that in a lot of Christmas stuff,
Oh wow,
So iconic.
very good indeed. And then another one that kind of came out around Christmas time, I remember, was 1991, Hook,
Cool
with
beans.
Robin Williams.
I didn't
That
know
one
he
gets
did Disney movies.
well. Disney owned Star Wars later.
Well, I mean,
But yeah, I guess before the fact he did there. Schindler's List in
wow.
1993. And that's one where definitely it had to be a very serious and sensitive creation of music, but a very moving music,
Yeah.
and it fit the bill very well. Jurassic Park,
Yes.
heavyweight film, 1993. So even in the 90s, we still had blockbusters like that
Yep.
going on. What is it? Sabrina. Now, I know this maybe not be a huge film, but
Oh, I love
but we
Sabrina.
we watch it now and then.
I love it.
Harrison Ford's in it.
Yep. There you go.
This remake of the story of Sabrina. Yeah, 1995.
Music's
And,
gorgeous in that too.
yeah, and he also worked well with the integration of some of the big band music from the high society functions that the family had. With the band playing at their events and everything, playing the high society music. So anyway, Saving Private Ryan, a very 1998, very painful film in a lot of ways.
I haven't seen it.
Very realistic as far as war films go.
Yeah. That I have
And
heard. Yeah.
yeah, I've seen it once. I don't feel I need to see it again. It was a great film, but I don't think I need to see it again. It was a lot of disturbing stuff. And then Harry Potter, one of Liza's favorites.
Yay.
Now, these were the first three films. There was more than three, and they went on with a different composer after that. But I think the first three were pretty significant, 2001 to 2004. And you hear that theme from Harry Potter a lot in a lot of other things.
I'm trying to get
It's
Lawrence.
quoted a lot.
I'm trying to get him to. I know these are kids' films, but I'm trying to get him to watch Harry Potter because just the music together
I
with
saw the first film a few times, and I don't
Oh, you
know,
did?
just
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
it
know that.
never really did it for me. It wasn't bad. It was fine to watch the film,
Having
but
been experience a medieval building like that, like Hogwarts when I went to Europe one time. You get the vibe of the music and the scenery together, and it's powerful. At least for me, it
Yeah.
brought back some really,
Yeah, I
really
mean,
nice
it's
memories.
not necessarily the score or anything. It's just for some reason, like, around that time, I was into Lord of the Rings, and somehow seeing Harry Potter, it didn't rise to the same level for me. But I mean, I respect it. And then I didn't see a lot of the other ones, and when you play some of them, I don't know what's going on and
You
why.
have to you're putting yourself in a different world when you watch Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and even Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
they all
Well,
you have to. I mean, not all flavors. You're not going to like all flavors of fantasy, but whatever. I like them all.
Well, there was much more than the list that I had there, and you can find full lists, and it's just a lot. And now he also has done concert music, and he's also done Olympic themes. I think there was two different ones he did, but
Yep.
that one's
Yes.
probably the biggest one, and
Yeah.
it's like just so classic that it's like it doesn't even sound like it's modern music. It sounds beyond that. Then I think NBC used that theme and
Yeah.
everything. Well, I guess they had
The rights to
the
it.
rights to it
Yeah.
because of the televising the Olympics. But anyway, Ewok Celebration. Here we go. It's time to get back to Star Wars, and we're going to look at and hear some of the themes. Now, as we go through this, since we'll be playing some of these, some of them may later cause like some sort of copyright thing, so they may need to be clipped if you're watching on the rewind. So here's your fair warning. If such a thing happens, I always do leave a comment and pin it at the top with links to the Odyssey and Rumble versions of the stream. Hopefully, we'll still have them tonight because I don't know what that false start that we had. What happened to those platforms? I guess I could check in a little bit, but I'm too busy being a host right now. So either way, I also have links to all the media that I'm going to play in the description, and they're numbered in order. So the Ewok Celebration
Nice.
clip that I'm going to play, you will also be able to access via link in the description if it's clipped out when you're watching this video. But basically, that's what we got to do. And from going forward, I think we're going to try this format so that way, hopefully, folks that really want to hear some of these things with us will join us live, 7:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time on Sunday nights. That's midnight in the UK. And then, of course, you just subtract an hour going westward across the U.S. as you go to the other time zones. So anyway, Ewok Celebration. I do have some slides coming up so we can see that in the media clips. So this list, as you see here, I'm just going to go through it now, but we're going to see all these things in order coming up. Ewok Celebration, also known as Yub-Nub. That's the one that got axed when George Lucas released the revised editions
The new age
of
one.
yeah.
No, I don't know. No.
Well, he put out the sequels or the prequels, excuse me, and wish he had done the sequels, but no, yeah, he put out the prequels, and then Star Wars became A New Hope, Episode 4 and 5 and 6. And because of that rearrangement, he also changed some other things, and there's a lot of things changed that I did not care for. Fortunately, if you do a little bit of crouching and seeking, you can find the original versions. And I even have a VHS that still, I think, is functional of Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, Ewok Celebration got axed at the end of Return of the Jedi. Instead, they played something that did not have John Williams. It was it sounded like one of those ads for like a vacation, going to a resort somewhere.
A sandals resort.
Yes, a
Like,
sandals resort.
why? Why would you do that? But don't they have the remastered versions with the new CGI stuff in it without the music changes? I remember seeing them without those weird music changes.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you would have to, maybe someone in our chat knows, or someone on the Rewind can leave a comment, let us know. I know there's a lot of different names for different editions that were released, but basically the original is no longer available, for purchase.
Oh.
And so those versions, like I said, you can sneak around to find them digitally, but legally speaking, they're not available. And
Like the
well, if it's
Christmas
not being
special,
sold, I
right?
don't know why. What's the problem with procuring it some other way? But yeah. Well, I guess the holiday special is not considered to be high enough art that they're really worried about keeping the bootleg of that. I mean, George Lucas didn't like it. He had tried to hunt
Well,
it down as
I'm
much
sure
as he could.
they're trying to keep people from procuring it so that they can destroy it for
No,
all
that
time.
destroy what? The holiday
The
special? No, they're
holiday special.
well. George Lucas definitely had that mindset. Not anymore with Disney. They're certainly not doing anything to keep people from seeing that. It's all over YouTube. All right. So anyway, Ewok Celebration. We're going to play that in a bit, but we'll just see if there's any of these that we want to mention more here. I just remembered some of these because they were part of, high school band scores for concert bands and marching band. And one of the arrangements was for John Williams music, and it had
Oh,
a few
wow.
things in it, and one of them was Cantina Band. And Luke and Leia, which is a theme from Return of the Jedi. We have the Imperial March, which just about everybody knows. And we have Yoda's theme. That was excellent. Duel of the Fates, which was from the prequels. But
Yes, with
still a
Darth
very,
Maul.
yes,
Yes.
but still a very good
Very good music.
scene and very good music.
Yeah.
Anakin's theme. I wanted to balance it out a little bit, have a little prequel in there. And then we're going to look at Leia's theme, rounding it off. We're going to end with, of course, Leia's theme, and then the legendary Luke's theme, which is also known as the Force theme. I think that's the official title. And it's just a lot of people call it Luke's theme because of that first instance of it. So now let us move onward here, onwards and upwards. Here we go. We're going to talk about Ewok Celebration now. Let me load it up so we can play it, because we've been talking a lot and haven't really played anything yet. And it's about time.
Do it. Yeah.
Okay. I hit apparently the wrong button there. Let's go to videos. Videos, please. All right. Okay. I got to hit cancel in order to get out of the wrong thing. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. 1, Ewok Celebration. And we switch here to our video beholding mode. And here we go. We get to behold the original Ewok Celebration from Return of the Jedi. This is after the grand quest was completed to satisfaction. And they're all hanging out there with the Ewoks. And what other way to celebrate but to hang out with some furry little guys and gals, furry little beings, hang out with them, and
Let's play it.
And eat some of the cannibalized creatures that they had. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Yep, nope. And there we go. The original Anakin Skywalker. I know it's a little bit dark in this copy, but it is a copy I found on YouTube, so it's linked down in the description. But there we go. We had Anakin as the age he might have been when Darth Vader died. So a little bit more appropriate than a really young Anakin.
That,
like
that decision was terrible. I don't know what Lucas was thinking there.
Because Obi-Wan didn't appear as, I mean, might as well put in Ewan McGregor, you know? And Baby Yoda, all right. So anyway.
Oh, gosh.
Then the orchestra comes in gradually to try and make it more grandiose towards the end after the initial theme and the celebration with the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Now, I remember hold on, let me see if I can at least, let me go to the slides. But now that we've heard that and reminded ourselves of it, I remember that one of the things that they were thinking about with changing that end scene is they wanted to show other planets in the Republic and celebrations there as well. And I was like, but those were so short, anyway, and you didn't really get much of a feel for it. It's almost like not necessarily worth it. And plus it's almost like, I know they probably had lots of communications and stuff like going on there, but I don't think every planet in the Republic is going to change overnight just because of what happened on the moon at Endor. I mean,
precisely.
And then the whole First Order thing, I don't know. It's just kind of confusing. It's just for me, a weird decision. It's almost like the main celebration is there because Luke just burned, at the funeral pyre, Darth Vader. So it's like this just happened.
Plus, at the end of the movie, at the end of a big struggle, you want to be with the protagonist. I don't know that you care to see. I mean, like you said, even with interstellar communications, I don't think everybody would have found out at the same time.
Yeah, I think you should have left the original trilogy kind of as, for the most part. I could understand enhancing some visuals and stuff like that, but, not really changing anything because it's like that. The rest of the original trilogy, of course, we had Dagobah and we had Tatooine, but we didn't see all these other planets. Alderaan got destroyed.
Yeah.
Hoth, but, it's not like there was an active population on Hoth there celebrating.
I think the only thing I really, really liked from the remastered stuff was the Cloud City, what they did with the CGI. Other than that, I don't know.
I watched the original Cloud City earlier this week. Empire Strikes Back earlier this week and saw the Cloud City, and they were pretty good. I mean, it was really beautiful for the time, and but anyway, moving onwards. There we go. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I thought it was Warwick, Warrick, but Liza says no, it's Warwick, Warwick. But anyway,
I don't think they made that
that's what you said.
correction. That must have been someone on X. Wasn't me.
No, I think you and I. All right, here we go. This is some of the strange shit we do at night. A few days ago, we were watching the battle for Endor.
Yeah,
one of the Ewok, made for TV thingers.
Don't do this.
And of course, Warwick Davis was in that, and I thought you read the credits and you said Warwick. That's where I'm saying you corrected me because
I did. I don't remember making any corrections.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look it up because here I have it on screen.
Yeah.
Warwick Davis. I thought it was Warwick And, well, no, it's Warwick. There's a W instead of two R's.
Okay.
Warwick Davis.
Okay.
But he
Cool.
was in this Ewok Battle for Endor, but don't see it, folks.
No.
Even if you are a fan of Warwick Davis,
No.
that was that was really bad.
It was
They were
bad.
fighting dragons, and there was like a
A
I don't know what they were
sorceress.
going. Yeah, there was like a sorceress chick in it with a magic ring. It's like, whoa.
And how it fit within the rest of the Star Wars universe, I don't know.
I don't know. B. Arthur was much less of a stretch, than that. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We should ask the chat which was worse, these movies or these TV movies or the
Well, you have to
Christmas
consider them
special.
separately because I think the one that was called The Caravan of Courage supposedly was a little better. I haven't seen it since when it first came out, and I saw it on TV. And so I don't remember it. And I haven't seen it since because the copy I was trying to procure turned out having dialogue in Russian
Yeah.
or some Eastern European language. And I was like, I can't understand what's going on. So
Oh,
anyway.
cat scratching at the window. I will be back in a second.
All right. So we're going to get some cats. So anyway, that's Ewok Celebration. Next, it's officially called Cantina Band, or you can say the Cantina theme. And this is from what is now called A New Hope, but the original Star Wars movie, The Cantina in Mos Eisley. And this was also frequently played in high school as well as college. I remember in college also playing. This was in one of the marching band themes when I was in marching band in college. That part of a John Williams, what would you call it, medley. And then also when I was after 4 years of undergraduate, when I was about to go to grad school, every summer, basically, I had a summer job at the Hershey Park Marching Band in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And the Hershey Park Marching Band liked playing this Cantina theme. So we played that as one of the numbers that we did in marching throughout the park. But now we're going to hear the original band play it. And here we go. The Cantina Band theme from Star Wars.
Hey, we don't serve their kind here.
What?
Your droid. They'll have to wait outside. We don't want them here.
Why don't you wait out by the speeder? We don't want any trouble.
I heartily agree with you, sir.
Yeah, we don't care too much for your kind around here. There's some moments from that film that are like a little bit. I mean, looking back on it now, yeah, it was a great theme and it worked great for the film. I mean, if you think about it a little too much, yeah, it is like, all right, we are in a galaxy far, far away, and this kind of early jazz maybe doesn't quite work. It's not alien enough, but
I think George Lucas called it jizz music, didn't he? Unfortunately.
jizz.
Yeah. Genuinely did. I couldn't believe that when I heard it.
Oh, I mean, he hated it.
No, that it was his term for it. He wanted like a jazz style alien jazz, but he retitled it as jizz.
Oh, well.
So he genuinely used it. He made up that word like long before everyone else was using it as like a sexual connotation.
Oh, okay.
He actually called it jizz way back when.
Well, it's a good thing it was before,
Yeah.
that trend started. But anyway, there we see a little look of Greedo there. Oh, man. But yeah, I like the original versions of these because it has that darkness and everything to the scenery, and
Yeah.
it was it did seem like a truly shady place and everything. But still, it's part of the legacy, and yeah, I enjoy it. It's a cool tune, and it's memorable now, you know. Ba-ba-da, 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 ba-ba-ba.
It definitely seemed alien to me as a kid. You know, if it, I mean, I didn't know too much about music at the age of 4 or 5 years old, but the way that the brass and the woodwind instruments were being played and the orchestration together and the tuning it just seemed very, very alien. You know, I'd heard a little bit of kind of jazz, I suppose, at that age.
Yeah, especially when you see these guys.
Yeah, and you see them playing it, and you think, "What the hell is?" This? And the way they're moving around, and the way the instruments look, you just think, "Oh, whoa, what's this?"
It has not escaped my attention that these guys are like grays. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
Like how'd they get over to that galaxy? They're supposed to be in ours.
It's like George Lucas knew some stuff, man. I'm telling you now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool beans.
And seeing these guys jamming on it. No, it was cool. It was cool stuff. Although that one picture there, the hands don't seem to be made up as much as maybe they should have been.
Maybe.
All right, but great scene. And yeah, Han fired first.
Hard fight only.
Yeah, only. Yep. That was another thing. Oh, and then I included this slide. There was an alternate cantina in Mos Eisley. Those of you familiar with the Star Wars Holiday Special will know. Very similar canteen. Some of the similar clientele. Different bartender, though. I guess the other guy was a little too, I don't know. He wasn't very popular because he was kicking people out, kicking droids out. I don't think B. Arthur ever kicked a droid out. So, and she'd pour a drink straight into your head if you had an opening and closing head. Remember that? Oh, I forget the name of that guy. It was like something Gorman.
I don't remember.
The actor, he played like 3 different parts in that thing, and at one point he was like somebody that was like in love with the bartender, and she was letting him down, and like the whole scene was really about her love life. And they're watching it on view screens, it's like, what the hell? Well, all right, never mind. I'm not going to talk about the holiday special. All right, let us move on. We have the Luke and Leia theme. This is from Return of the Jedi. This is one of the magic moments I remember, especially like Return of the Jedi, released in '83. This is when I was like 9 years old. So I was older. I was 3 years old when the first Star Wars film came out.
These scores, by the way?
Oh, on Google. They have the images out there.
For free? Really?
Well, if you search Google Images, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's one page. It's not like they're giving you the freaking.
Oh, you're not.
And it may be a part. This may be like this is like obviously piano.
Yeah.
So, they're not giving you the whole damn score. Because this is still stuff that is being sold, I'm sure.
Oh.
And marching bands. I mean, that was probably very lucrative. All the bands around the country playing the stuff. As well as internationally.
Robot. Oh.
What? Poor robot? What happened?
She says, I guess I can't go into the cantina. No droids allowed.
Oh. Well, hopefully B. Arthur took it over. Since the holiday special did come after A New Hope, I think last I heard, B. Arthur's character is still managing the cantina.
There we go, robot.
Unless they changed any of it in the sequels, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I guess you probably saw enough of them swappers. Did they ever go back to Tatooine in the sequels at all?
Not to my knowledge, other than the final movie right at the very end.
And as far as I'm concerned, basically, well, there was the Mandalorian that kind of picks up after that. Well, no, that was before that.
Yeah.
So yes, time-wise, in the timeline, the sequels are still the closest to the future, the furthest we've gone in the story. So anyway, Luke and Leia, this scene here from Return of the Jedi. What was I saying before? Yeah, when the Return of the Jedi came out, I was able to see it in theaters because I was old enough and stuff, and it was awesome. And then when it came out on TV and then VHS and everything. So I am going to load up this scene because this is the scene that we're talking about. Now, all these themes do have multiple scenes, except for the cantina. That's pretty much, they only played that theme then. But some of these other themes, like Luke and Leia, does get quoted at other portions. And in fact, the theme itself does draw on some elements from other themes, like Leia's theme and the Force theme, which is also doubles as Luke's theme. So let us be.
Saw these.
Sorry there. Sorry about that. What's, I forget his name.
We got to look him up again.
Yeah, I got to look up that name again, especially since we're playing his stuff. But I was going to apologize to him for dragging him out prematurely. But anyway, actually, this is not that moment in the movie. I have the slide to show you that moment in the movie. It's where Luke is about to go and try and see what he can do about his father to see if he can convince Vader to see the error in his ways. Because he feels he's just going to ruin the mission otherwise because Vader can sense him. And there they are hiding out in the Ewok village. So it's that moment where he tells Leia that she's his sister because she didn't know. But she kind of sensed it, she said. Somehow always knew. But anyway, that moment when they're talking and then later Han comes in and gets the wrong end of the stick for a little bit of thing, but that might get us in a little bit of trouble if we do too much. So that would be the melody line of the theme, and it does bear a resemblance when we get to it to Leia's theme, and we'll be able to hear that later. But one thing about John Williams is he had some really great French horn melodies. And he loved to use that instrument, as many composers do. But he used it very well. That French horn melody there, Superman, and of course the initial Force theme with Luke and the two sons that we talked about earlier. So great use of French horn. That's another one I thought I'd point out. And Luke and Leia. Oh, I had to include this little scene there. Brother and sister, not a good thing. Not a good thing. But they didn't know that then. I wonder if George Lucas knew that then.
I don't think anyone knew it, did they? I think that was the thing it was only realized during the initial writing stages of Return of the Jedi, as far as I recall.
Yeah, it was kind of like Luke being the good boy and Han Solo being the bad boy. Mm-hmm. And Han really competing for Leia. Luke just kind of, fortunately, he hung back enough that it was forgivable later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, there we go. Surprise in The Empire Strikes Back, where Leia is kind of trying to show Han that she's at least fighting with him. Was she interested at that moment? I don't know. It's a mystery. Only she knows. But she felt enough that she had to do something dramatic to kind of make a statement to him, I guess. Or at least before the end of the movie, she does say, "I love you." And thanks to Harrison Ford, Han does not say "I love you" back at that point. He said Han would never say that.
Mm-hmm. True.
What does the robot say there? This looks like a good one.
I'd sooner kiss a Wookiee. And then Han says, I can arrange that.
Yes, I know. That was a great line. Yeah, I saw that earlier this week. walking carpet, like in the first movie. She called him a walking carpet.
Poor Chewbacca.
Pretty
People
shaggy
picking
carpet.
on him.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yeah, when she was being rescued, she was pretty, I don't know, picky about it, but I guess she didn't have high hopes for their success. Well, anyway, the Imperial March. Oh, wait a minute. We do have our in-house version of that.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Just to show you how important.
Not really in the house, but.
Yeah, well, it's outsourced a little bit.
Awesome.
Yes. Great marching band stuff. And of course, that theme came in Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And it was played at a moment where they're in the Star Destroyers. And in fact, we actually are going to play that moment. So it was not in the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope. But there was something, the bump, bump, ba-da-dum, bump, ba-da-dum, bump. But there was something similar to that ostinato in the original Star Wars movie. I remember seeing that this week, but it definitely didn't have the rest of the theme at all. So here we go for the original moment at which Star Wars fans got this great theme. Here we are.
Afraid there's not much left.
What was it?
Droid of some kind. I didn't hit it that hard. Must have had a self-destruct.
Yeah, Han just destroyed the probe on Hoth, and they realize, it's probably an Imperial droid, and we're in trouble.
An Imperial probe droid.
It's a good bet the Empire knows we're here.
We better start the evacuation.
All right, I'll pause it there before we get too much played for YouTube's desires.
Now I gotta see the movie before going to bed. How dare you?
That'll be the second time I'm seeing Empire this week.
I love Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, that theme returns in Return of the Jedi when the Emperor comes to oversee the completion of this fully functional battle station.
Yes.
I shouldn't be doing Emperor's voice. We have somebody here that basically makes half of his living doing the Emperor's voice.
Cool beans.
And yes, this week, I guess you guys are doing Andor on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Sadly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and anybody, if you do want some good Star Wars, please do look down in the description for Star Wars Retold.
Thank you very much.
Our guest here, Swappers, wrote a book, Praxium of the Pathfinders.
Oh, Swap Shop, don't you have a Patreon now?
I did set up a Patreon account. Yeah, there is a link on my YouTube page for anyone that is generous enough to offer some funds towards it. So it is that option is available for people.
Okay, great. I'll definitely do my own contribution.
Well, that's
because Swappers these are audio dramas, so you do hear sound and you get a complete surround sound experience if you use headphones or if you have a surround system. Basically, it's very good. Music, sound effects from the film. You hear footsteps. The voices are basically they are AI transformed, but it's him acting them out, so they're well acted. It's not like deadpan AI. it sounds good. It sounds like you're hearing a film. You're not seeing it, but you're hearing it. And so please do check out Star Wars Retold. The story is called Praxium of the Pathfinders. Chapter 6 was the most recent release. Chapter 7 is upcoming. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you know when new chapters come out. And if you decide to support the project, please do check out his Patreon. The link is on the YouTube channel, and I'll be doing so because that software to do the AI generation and stuff isn't free. And so,
Right.
That's very much appreciated. I do very much thank you for mentioning that. That's very kind of you.
yeah.
When you mentioned just a second ago about it's like a film but without without the visual aspect, I was when I was putting together one of the chapters a little while ago, a few weeks back. There was someone in the house that thought I was watching a movie, and they came over to the laptop and said, "Oh, what are you watching?" I'm like, I'm not. I'm putting something together. I'm putting an audio thing." And they looked at the screen, and it was just like these coloured bars of me editing on the screen. They thought, "Oh, what's this then?" I went, "Look, you're listening to an audio file. You're listening to a play. You're not. There's no movie going on here." They went, "I honestly thought it was a film. I thought it was a film." I thought, well, obviously I'm doing something right. If someone's thinking that.
Yes, good. It is like a film.
Yeah. I mean, that's, when people say that, that's exactly what you want. And what series, you said there was a series that you had listened to that you were trying to model it off of, like an EU, like audiobooks or something like that?
Yeah, it was. I guess the closest. I mean, they're all they all have they're all common with the same features. But it was when I heard Dark Empire 1 and 2 on audio tape, which is full cast audio drama versions of the comics that came out in the early 90s. I was blown away by what I heard, by the sound effects and everything. I just thought, wow, I'd love to be able to make one of these one day, but thinking like it's too much of a mountain to climb. But now with AI as it is and all the technical tools and everything we have, it's actually doable. So I thought I'm going to give it a shot just to see how it turns out. So that's the template I'm following there. I'm trying to keep kind of match their standard if I possibly can. Whether I am or not, I'll leave it up to the viewers to work out. But I'm trying at least.
No, it sounds really good. I mean, as an audio person, I hear some things here and there, but I mean, it's not bad at all. I'm enjoying it. So as long as it's good enough that I'm enjoying it, and I'm one that just like, because I have to, in a lot of stuff I do, I have to listen for issues. But if I can take off that hat and put on the fan hat and just enjoy it, then that means it's not bad. It's good. It's good. So, awesome stuff. And in the future, we will definitely look at future chapters after a couple more. So stay tuned, folks, but definitely do try to help out if you can, because fan fiction is a labor of love. And this one is a good one because he's got someone interested now in this story of the new characters. Luke's still there. But, the new characters, and I'm starting to enjoy them now, whereas I did not before. I'm starting to enjoy them. And you're staying true to those characters as they are and showing their potential. So
Sure. Yeah, that's what I wanted to. One of the opportunities for the sequels was how underused the characters were. I saw a lot of potential in them, and that potential never got realized on screen. So I thought, well, I can sort of try and remedy that if possible. So that's the goal of it.
So anyway, this is from The Return of the Jedi, and this is where Vader wants them to hurry up to finish this battle station. They do, kind of sneakily do, but he was talking to some guy there, and he's I don't think he was a moth or anything, but just some general, and the guy's just like, we're not going to be able to finish this in time. He's like, well, the Emperor's coming, and he's not as forgiving as I am. And then the guy's like, we'll double our efforts. So that's a way to get motivation. But that is also before the Emperor arrives with that great theme. Okay, Yoda's theme. Yoda had a theme too, folks. Another great moment from Empire Strikes Back, the Luke's training in Dagobah and some of the conversations there are just great spiritual messages, I think, as far as learning, I guess, about the unseen and just some of the properties of believing in your own personal power and how that's necessary in order for you to be able to tap into it. And some great messages there. So that is, of course, when we get the first theme referring to Yoda, one of the great characters. And I'm going to play it. Sorry if I sound like I'm just trying to buy some time here, but I am. Let's see. I thought I selected Yoda. Hold on here. Let's see what this
There's
is.
not much left.
What was
Oh, nope, that's still the other one. So here we go. I thought I selected Yoda, but I did not. Yoda's theme. Oh, don't tell me I saved the wrong one to the name Yoda's theme. Oh, well, we can't have that. I'm going to go here to YouTube and search for it and just share it. Oh, go ahead, sing it.
I don't know if I can get it all right though, because it has like an ascending, spiraling thing. It starts in one key, end up in another.
Okay, I have I found the one that I had before. It's an orchestral performance.
Do it.
But
Linda's here. Ay.
so I'm going to share it as soon as I skip this ad and pause it. So here we go. Let's go back to EV Mux. Doing it on the fly, folks. But the way things were going tonight. But thank you for joining us again, Robot. It's great to have you. All right. And now we are going to share this tab here. I assume you guys are seeing orchestra before you.
I see an orchestra right now. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
good. So we should hear that orchestra. They're playing that whole portion. But you heard that theme in the beginning. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
As soon as
Very
it comes
nice.
in, it's like, I mean, because that's really what happens. I mean, Luke doesn't know what he's doing there, doesn't know what's going on. He believes he's there looking for a great warrior, and he is, but he's not expecting what he sees, obviously.
Wars not make one great.
Indeed. I'm trying to click on the right thing that brings me back to our slides. There we go. So anyway, yes, Ward, did Yoda say that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
What
I
Luke?
just wanted to make sure because he did kind of like lead all those clones into the Clone Wars.
He did, but remember, he had many years to think back on his decisions,
Oh, yes,
and he
that's true.
felt, at least in Clone, was it in Rebels that you kind of find out that he's been ruminating about all the decisions he made during Clone Wars, that they weren't so great?
Yeah, I think in Rebels, you have more time for rumination. Well, not Rebels.
In
Clone Wars.
in Rebels, he also talks about
He does have a ghost appearance there, or a cross universe type.
Rebels is during the
like
war.
I think he does see Ezra Bridger when Ezra Bridger's in the temple, but he's not there in physical person.
Yeah, right.
It's like a vision of Yoda that Ezra Bridger has there.
But he does tell Luke Skywalker when Luke says that he's looking for a great warrior, and he goes, "Oh, wars not make one great."
So yes, he had to have done some ruminating. Well, I'm not sure that the Jedi were all happy about the clones. They were kind of forced into using them.
They didn't have to use them, and they could have investigated more as to who
Yeah, they probably should have
made the order.
dug a little deeper.
And if they truly believed in their principles, they would no, we're not going to use slave labor. What are you talking about? And so they went against their principles, made decisions out of fear. And that's how you get into trouble, folks, making decisions out of fear.
There you go, folks. Your
Never.
own little Yoda here on Earworms.
Yes, he's on the screen right there. He's
Oh, wait a minute.
channeling.
I thought you were able to get one of our cats. I heard Inga before.
Well, yes, I'm gonna turn on Inga Cam right now.
Yay!
She's sitting on my Inga. Hello.
Inga. All righty, folks. So there we go. There's Yoda on top of his own music. All right. So now, finally, we move on to Duel of the Fates. This theme was first presented during the duel. Well, is it a duel when there's three people fighting? I don't know. I guess so. But DU, I mean, almost makes it sound like it should be like duo, duel, duet. That should just be two, but there were three. Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan, a young Obi-Wan, were having a battle at the end of Phantom Menace, and one of the great lightsaber scenes of all time, and also a great theme that I am now going to load up. Hopefully I saved the right theme to the right file name this time.
I think this was one of the first times we had like an orchestral vocal element to the Star Wars tune, as far as I recall.
Well, if you take them in order, Return of the Jedi, one of my favorite scenes is the fight between Vader and Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, there is a little bit of vocal in the, like a low choir in that fight, which that was probably my favorite musical moment. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't mention before, was Return of the Jedi, Vader and Luke, the battle there, and scored excellent. I mean, I just can't describe it. I just can't describe it. It's just so beautiful. And then, unfortunately, just got ruined with the music didn't get ruined, but just that scene kind of gets ruined with the no. The no.
Yeah.
I mean, so much was said with just Vader and his head movements. You don't need to say no.
Yeah, that's really strange, because I bought the special editions on VHS in the 90s. And I don't remember him saying that at the end of Return of the Jedi. He probably did, but for some reason, I just do not remember it.
No, he didn't. Like in Return of the Jedi, he didn't, the original.
The original, you're right, yeah. But the special edition, I don't remember hearing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe in the special edition. Well, it was kind of a little bit muted in the mix because the music was going, the electroshock therapy's going, and Vader's just you just hear this no, kind of like
yeah.
I don't know. Just yeah. Well, here we go.
I can't picture the thing you're talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the Yoda theme? I think
yes.
All right. I guess I saved a lot of wrong things to file names. All right, there we go. That's another Yoda theme. Why don't I try? Boy, this is a great night. All right. Let me see. Duel of the Fates. This says Duel of the Fates, but it still looks like that same thing. So, oh my goodness. I'm going to have to share a tab again. The links down below should be correct for these, but, well, it's not like people can't just search Star Wars Duel of the Fates and play it, but like I'm about to do. Here we go. All right, I found it. And so now I am going to share it. We're going on with backup plans this whole evening, man. All right. Let's grab the right one there. All right, there we go. So now you should be seeing a well, it looks like the scene from the film. So here we go.
We'll handle this.
We'll take the long way.
There you go. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
We gotta do something, R2.
Yes, Swappers was saying a higher pitched vocal thing there, choir, Carmina Burana-esque.
Yeah, they had the full lyrics, I think. I don't know what they're saying. I'm not sure what language it's in. I can't remember. But they had like a full lyric set. I remember them reading out when I saw the making of. And I don't remember. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch Return of the Jedi, but I don't think they did that for that tune at the end of Return of the Jedi in the duel. They may have done, but I don't recall.
Oh, it was mostly low, oh and oh, yeah.
Kind of like the scenes with Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith with the opera, with that kind of low, throaty, kind of almost Mongolian throat singing kind of vocal they've got going on.
Yeah. Well, let's go a little further, see if we can milk a little more out of this. All right, we're going to get in trouble if I go too far. So anyway, there we are, Duel of the Fates. You know, that's one thing is, yeah, the lightsaber battles got better, you know, as time went on. I'm remembering from A New Hope, battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. The original version was, it wasn't as good as it could have been. It was great for the time, I guess, but wasn't as good as it could have been. But I've seen out there a version of that was remade by somebody. And I don't know. I think I want to try and see if I can find it real quick. Did you ever see that, Swappers?
What, an edit of the Phantom Menace?
No, the Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader.
No, there was like an extended version, wasn't
Vader. Not an extended version. Somebody added to it and edited it. Re-edit, shall we say. And let me see if I can find it. This may be it. Here.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sense.
Here we go.
If it's the one I think it is, yeah, I've seen it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's no moon. It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
Very bad feeling about it.
Caught this tractor beam that's pulling us in. I sense something. Presence I've not felt since.
He says he's found the main controls to the power beam that's holding the ship here.
I want to go. Your destiny lies along a different path. Force will be with you always. Obi-Wan.
All right, I'm gonna move ahead here. This may be too much like the original that I get in trouble if I go too much, but let's see here. If I get to the point where they actually engage.
Oh, this is awesome.
That's one thing I do agree with what they're touching up is when they touched up the lightsabers, because in watching the original Star Wars, the lightsabers, the colors were very faint, and they were basically like almost white.
Yeah.
For both of them. So
who made this clip, by the way?
We'll look at it in a minute. We'll look down in the description and see. I don't know. I never remember.
I remember first seeing this.
Our long-awaited meeting has come at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil does.
It wasn't that forceful in the original. There's a lot more force in it.
Your powers are weak, old man.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Then I will show you the true nature of the Force.
There she is.
All right. Well, I don't know how much trouble we get in for this, but you get the idea. It even goes further than that. This really does get pretty intense and stuff. But let me just look here so people can find this. I guess later I could put it in the description, but since it won't be there at the start, it's called Star Wars Goes... Sorry. Oh, reimagined. Sorry, I don't know. For some reason, that word threw me. Star Wars SC 38 reimagined. Scene 38 reimagined. Liza, I hear you through the wall, but I don't hear you on the mic right now. Hold on.
Oh, I forgot to. I can barely read it.
Okay.
The text is very small.
But anyway, all I searched for was Obi-Wan and Vader fight scene re-edit, and you'll find it. But definitely check that out. I don't want to play too much and get in trouble with it, so watch it on the channel that it's supposed to be on and enjoy. But yeah, it's great. It's definitely more intense than the original. All right, so let's go on and let's see how many of the files I've saved actually have the right file names. So Duel of the Fates we saw there. And then I think we have Anakin's theme, which underwent transformations. You could hear it throughout the prequels, but most prominently during... yes, the grand scene here. Now, I'm going to play a slightly different... we're not going to see the great visuals from this scene, but we're going to hear the music. And that's if I have the right file, so the way things are going. Let's see here. Anakin's theme. From a generic YouTube channel. Here we go. What?
Yeah, that ain't it.
Yeah, that ain't it. Jeez, I think every single file I saved, except for the first two, has been wrong. Oh, okay. So here we go. We're going to have to share it again. Star Wars Anakin's theme. I remember what the thumbnail even looks like. I just got to make sure I have the right one before. Okay, this is, not Anakin's. Okay, we're going to go with this so we can at least hear it. I'm not even seeing the one that I had found before. So anyway, here we go. We're going to at least hear it. And so we can talk about it a little bit. And let's share a different one. Or actually, I should have just played that one because it's the same tab. There we go. Theme, those elements there, I remember from even Attack of the Clones, where it was used in some of the romance scenes with Padme and everything. A clear version of the theme also comes up in the end of that film where they get married. It's the Anakin theme features prominently. Let me try it.
I don't think this is Anakin's theme.
You don't think so? That's what it says.
No. If you go to what's the second movie in the prequels called?
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah.
In Attack of the Clones, it features prominently in a few scenes, especially when he's in the desert and you see when they're back on Tatooine.
Yeah, let me try the Anakin wedding scene because I remember it there too. I mean, is this it? What the hell's going on?
Well, the wedding scene, you skipped the video.
Where is it?
Go up.
Is it the top one? Just give me a number. Top one or second one?
It's the second one.
The one with the... Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah. All right, good.
Oh, no, you
Oh, there we go.
That's Padme's theme.
Oh, that's Padme's theme.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Oh, well, there's one. There's a bonus theme for you folks. We got Padme's theme. Actually, that I should have included in the list. That's one of the great themes.
Yeah.
Anakin's theme, Star Wars. Come on, folks. Let's find it. All right, here we go. It may be orchestra, but it's still the correct theme. That's a lot of rest. Let's see if we can get to the theme where this instrument comes in. Yeah, some of these are like the full pieces being performed, so it's hard to find the... I'm looking at the waveform here. There we go. I heard it. Here we go. Wait a minute, Beans. That's the one that you said is Padme's theme.
It is her theme.
Well, how the hell? It's listed as Anakin's theme here.
It ain't. I don't know. Maybe
They
the
say
Anakin's
Anakin's theme and love theme.
This is the love theme for sure.
Okay, this is the love theme.
Yeah, but some people call it.
Well,
Padme's
okay.
theme.
All right, I confused them. I guess. Well, anyway, Padme's theme, Anakin's theme. They were good things. They were good things. No matter what you think about the prequels, the music was good. Now, this is the image I was supposed to have up. I think I'm just going to move on because we need to put our swappers to bed. It's getting late out there. And so there we go. Okay, so correction. It wasn't Anakin's theme this moment. This was the love theme. I thought it was the same theme, but transformed. And actually, it does kind of sound that way to me. It sounds like the love theme is based on Anakin's theme, just transformed a bit. Alrighty. Well, anyway, let us move on. And we have Leia's theme, which we're going to hear now, if it's the right file name, which we'll see here. But there's only 2 left, so it's got to be right. So here we go. Leia's theme from the original trilogy. And in fact, what scene do I have? Let's see here. Oh, no, this is something somebody made. It's the right theme, but just some portions of some of her different scenes. But this is the right theme for it. And this melody does come into the Luke and Leia theme in Return of the Jedi a little bit. So he does mix things together. Like when they 2 characters are together, you can mix their themes in a way. And so da, 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 ba, 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 da, da. All right, so that was probably some sort of montage that someone made to salute the character, probably after Carrie Fisher died. So anyway, there we go. That's how that theme sounds, but you'll hear it in full orchestration at times and in multiple ways throughout the films. But it's one of the chief themes that identifies her character. And there we go. Remember that scene. This is right about after she ditched the British accent in the beginning of Star Wars. She's kind of trying to do an accent there, and then I guess that's when she's talking to her captors because she wants to sound imperial and sound like a princess of Alderaan. I don't know, and then, or at least that's what they say. And then later she's like from the Bronx or something, and she's like, "Who the hell are you?" So anyway, there she is. Definitely, yeah. Great stuff to rewatch. And then finally, we're going to conclude on this, the theme to end all themes. I saved the best for last. And haven't made it to a year yet. Maybe I should retire after the first year of earworms. Just like crawl in a hole. Okay, here we go. Yes. Alrighty there. And so that horn melody. Well, hold on. Let me play it again. I'm going to sing it wrong unless I hear it again. Yeah, boom, boom, da, 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 da.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I suck. All right. Whatever that melody.
You can, if you pick up your saxophone, you probably get it right.
Yeah, well, that one you hear in a lot of different instances at referring to the Force, pretty much, or when Luke is trying to use it or using it. But if you listen closely to some of the other scenes, like when I know when he's I've heard it like in Empire when he is kind of feeling down on himself on Dagobah and stuff like that. But it does reoccur, and so that's the idea of leitmotif. Liza, rescue me. Say something.
That's not a tribble on my desk.
Oh, okay. There we go.
But it does make similar sounds. Wait, I can't.
Well, that's the end of my slides. I also did some AI slides, but I don't know.
Oh, no. Let's not end with AI.
Well, we don't have anything else.
You just woke up Inga.
All right. Well, let's end it. There's no more fitting end. All righty. Here we go.
Yeah. No, Inga, don't come this way. No.
Is this John Williams at a piano?
It is.
Yes.
Maybe.
That looks true to me.
It is John Williams at a piano. And I think this is the same one from that documentary where it's the piano that he used in Fox Studios for a good number of years. And so he used to work, he was a blue collar, music for TV guy at Fox Studios. And, he was also known for jazz writing and everything. He was basically writing for all sorts of genres, all sorts of styles. So there we go. And then, how about this?
What is going on there?
That's like a nightmare I had a few weeks ago.
I think I was there. There we go.
What is Stable Diffusion doing?
I only asked for John Williams playing a piano, and I did not ask for multiple arms. I did not ask for
pianos.
Or
contorted body.
I think it tries to give you like more than you bargained for. It wants to give you more pianos, more arms, more people. Just integrate them somehow. All right. How about this? Is this John and George?
That is definitely non-AI.
There we go. That really is John and George at some point. A little bit of the later years. And
oh my God.
John Williams and George Lucas had a child.
And then
it would be the guy.
Three of them.
Three of them. Twice, yeah.
Three of them aged.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, we seem to be having a bit of a pattern here.
When you
John Williams, evoking emotion, which is one of the jobs of a conductor. Although with a great orchestra, the conductor is largely there just as a, I don't know. Well, they have rehearsals, but
yeah, they lead the rehearsals, and then it's just showtime. It's a show.
yeah. But does that look? Oh, there we go. You can do it better than me. Next time you sing all the themes.
He's got the right amount of fingers, so I'm guessing that's definitely not Stable Diffusion.
Yes. That's not. How about this one?
Wow. Yeah.
Ooh.
The longer you look, the crazier it gets.
Well, it's a recipe. It's a recipe. It thinks, okay, we need some people there. They need to have some bows. So let's throw in some bows. What was that? Seagulls.
When you are older, you will get hit by a boulder. Something weird.
Yeah. And then, yes, was it seagulls eating at your feet or something eating at your feet?
It's something, the seagulls peck your feet or something like that.
Peck at your knees. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, yeah, great stuff. Bad lip reading. That's not even a good Chewbacca.
No.
I've seen worse, definitely.
Yeah. See a pocket in the outfit there.
Yeah.
They've evolved, obviously.
John wouldn't be caught dead in that situation. All right. Okay, we move on. How about apparently there's a Bishop John Williams in history.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks genuine.
Yeah, that's a real Bishop John Williams. I guess that photography is called sepia.
Mm-hmm.
And then how about the same Bishop John Williams?
That looks legit, although his collar looks a bit strange.
Well, this is actually AI, but it did a fairly decent job. It doesn't do bad when you don't know what the person looks like.
Yeah.
And you don't have hands. All right. Is this John's autograph?
That looks real.
Yeah.
I would not say use this to authenticate autographs. Don't use Google for that, but it is one that made it to Google.
Yeah.
How about this autograph?
Which? Oh.
The problem might be with the word autograph.
Yeah.
I did use it, though. I did ask for John Williams' autograph, and AI is protecting the authenticity of his autograph by providing a score-like thing instead.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting how he frequently involves music.
That looks like High Elvish to me.
High Elvish?
Oh, yes.
It does a little bit, yeah.
You got to be high to understand that Elvish. All right.
Ay, ay, ay.
Now, how about John Williams lookalikes? Is this a meeting of the John Williams lookalike?
This looks like a. This looks. Put the warped hands aside. This looks like a bunch of senior citizen fans of John Williams at a convention doing cosplay.
Oh, there we go.
If there is such a thing, yeah. Who knows? One of these days we'll have to see how I look in about 20 years. 20 years. I remember when it used to be like 50 years away, 60 years away. It's getting closer. All right. What are we doing here? More John Williams lookalikes. I don't know why I decided to do two of those.
No Renaissance fair? Come on. That's tradition.
Let's see.
What is going on?
You ask and you shall receive.
Ay, ay,
I mean, when you ask for
Wait,
John
wait,
Williams,
wait. No, you get out of that image quick. YouTube is going to get you in trouble.
why?
Oh, don't look any closer. Just keep going.
Why?
I don't. As swappers, you're going to have to tell him.
Oh,
I only just spotted it myself before he moved.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They gave you too many parts, mister. Yeah, you didn't check these before posting?
well, yeah, but I didn't see anything. I mean, it's AI generation.
AI can be X-rated too, you know.
Really?
Don't go back.
Okay, I won't.
No,
All right.
you'll get in trouble.
All right. Well, anyway. Well, I guess not. It doesn't quite work. I like the whole white aesthetic for Darth Vader. It kind of looks pretty cool.
Stormtrooper Darth hybrid.
Well, everything's a hybrid in these. I asked for John Williams and Darth Vader at a Renaissance fair. That doesn't require 3 different things or 4. And this one, it's 4. It's like, and it makes a hybrid out of both of them and other things. All right. Well, anyway, we want
giving you the side eye here.
I want to thank my dear lovely wife for joining me this evening because it's been a hard one. And I thank our guest, World of Swap Shop, for joining us this evening because it's also been a hard one on him, and he's up late. He's up late. Hopefully next time we'll be able to. This is the first time that the stream basically didn't work, and it had to make a new one to get going. But I don't know, folks. It's one of those things that does happen. And then everything after that. But anyway, here we go. We are going to basically call it an evening, folks. Seriously, one thing we do hope folks do. If you do want some quality, do check out Star Wars Retold. That's some high quality stuff. You can just search for Star Wars Retold on Google or on YouTube, or you can follow the link in the description. I am trying to get, I don't know, I went to our main screen here and it's still showing that video last slide for me. There we go. And so now we're fine. Hi, Inga.
Hello.
She's like,
Ish.
she wants to produce one of these.
I am producing one of these.
Oh, that's why it's all messed up.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's it for this week. Next week, I think I'm going to be doing some gear. I don't know. I think it's time we do some electronic music gear again. I don't know. What do you think, Liza?
The phrase "doing some gear" means something completely different in the UK.
Oh, really? Oh. I was going to do the Fairlight CMI. It's actually made in Australia. Vintage, classic electronic music instrument that was some early digital. It was an early digital workstation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking maybe we'll do that next week. I don't know. What do you think, Liza?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, we're brimming with excitement tonight. My apologies to John Williams and his family. But we are going to be putting the show to rest now. And so we are going to say goodnight as we usually do with the musical saw. Thanks for joining us, and
may the 4th be with you. Or the 5th.
Perfect 4th.